Hi guys, welcome back to FarmStrong for another week. My name's Jack and you currently join me just out in the field. You might be able to see it in the distance back there. It's the Claas 960 with a bean drill on. So some winter beans going in out on the airfield here. So just came up to be nosy and catch the old man on the drill. So as I said, it's a Claas 960 TT on the front, and the drill is a Simba flatliner with a subsoiling tine and then an accord hopper, and then it's just got a tyre packer mounted on the rear. So just dropping those beans down the back of the subsoiling legs. Drill seems to be running pretty well. I think we were worried with some of the dry weather that we've had that it might be pretty hard, but don't know what the weather's been like for everyone across the country, but looks like at least a dry start and middle of the week, maybe some rain forecast. But just walking across the ground here, I think the last bit of rain we had, it still kept the ground pretty moist. Plenty of moisture in the soil here still at the moment, but we'll certainly be pleased for some rain at the weekend if it comes. Tuesday morning, was just about to gear up 724 and the topper, go finish off some of the field margins and get that finished up today, but just doing a bit of machinery maintenance, and the belts on this side completely shagged. The other side just had to tension up and put a bit of grease in the idler, but had a look on this side and those belts were shagged. I'll just show you them. So there's 4 belts each side on this, and you can see there they were completely shagged. So glad I checked those this morning. You can see all the fluff it's been making in there where they've been getting hot and slipping, and so just in the process of putting a new set on. Luckily we had four on the shelf, so just slackened off the idler up here and then just got the first new belt on. So I'll work that to the inside and then keep dropping belts on as we go. So after a bit of trial and error, I've managed to get the first belt on. Haven't done this before, so sort of been trying to figure out the best way to do it, and it just requires a bit of muscle really. But I get the belt in place on the top larger wheel, and then we just try and shuffle it across on the bottom one. So I'll try and show you that now, and also a few cable ties to get the idler out the way was helpful. So getting it over the first lug just requires a bit of screwdriver action. And me pulling on the assembly. Let's watch. Break that screwdriver. She's on. And then we just try and work this across. Bit of encouragement. So that's hopped across one. We'll try and get it on its next one. It's a case of not getting my fingers trapped in that. Cool. That's in place. Next belt. See if we can just pull that round and it'll hold itself. Yep. Oh, it's come off the top. So, back on the top wheel. Bingo. A few bits just to do before we're up and running again. We'll obviously let that idler go, so that's running on the belts, and then we just tension that up with a nut here, and then obviously tighten that up with the locking nut. And then there's just two of these sort of rods that have got a nut on the back side there that are just guides, I guess, to stop the belt coming off. So I'll do that now, and then we'll just get this cleaned up, get the idler greased there, and we'll put the shield back on. This tensioner, I think, is pretty much in the right place now. I always go off about 10mm deviation in these belts, which I think we've probably got there. So we're just going to give it a couple more and then just going to lock this off now. Lovely job. Checking they're square, all good. Now I think I'm pretty happy with that. Just going to get that grease off out of the way. So, belt's all good. Let's get the cover back on. Just a tiny nip with this. Not going hardcore. Not going farm tight. Heading down to the field now. Nice view of the reservoirs, just other one behind this one. So yeah, got the PTO greased. Hopefully we'll start it up and it'll all run fine. And we'll get chopping. First margin is just through the trees, through the gap here. I've had to drive around quite a few trees and fallen branches and stuff in our margins as we've been mowing them. So bits like that, we'll come back round with a chainsaw or the tree shear on the digger and get those tidied. We had quite a few last year that we actually just left, so it's about time that we got round and tidied these up. Nice little Fendt combo out. chopping in the margins. Margins all finished, so I've just given this a nice blow down with the air gun just to get any damp grass off it, so that can now sit probably till we next want it, till we want to top our ryegrass at some point. So yeah, all tidy, put that away. Nice one. This is a new Capcut 6 metre drill which we picked up last week, and we're just getting it out because we've got to photograph it because it was purchased using the government grant, the technology fund. So we just got to get it out, get some pictures of it on the tractor in the yard. But yeah, 6 metre direct drill. Obviously no use to use it this year, but really just bought this so that it can go when it's pissing wet. Paul just unfolding it now. There were options to go, I think 8 metres or 7.2, but we could only get a 6 metre in time for the grant application. So I think we couldn't get a 6 metre, had to use the grant by March, and we could only get a 6 metre from them, which was a stock machine in Borehams. Otherwise the factory was going to have to build it, and that was going to take too long. Just going to park it in the shed now, and we're just going to back the 724 up to it just to check that isobus works, as well as on the 828. But no need to use it this season. Hopefully get her out next season. It is Friday morning, about 11 o'clock. I'm out spraying wheats with the Rogator, putting on some herbicides and insecticides. Done about 45 hectares this morning and got about 30 hectares done yesterday afternoon. Other than that, haven't been too busy on the farm last couple of days. Just some yard jobs and loading out some hay and other bits and bobs. Although Dad is currently doing 60 hectares of contract bean drilling at a nearby farm, so I have got a few clips of us loading up the drill and dropping that off, which I'll include now. Other than that, I'm going to pack this up, get back to the yard and fill up for the next load. It is Thursday morning. Just had a team effort to get the full truck, bean drill and the Claas over to a nearby farm. There's 60 hectares of bean drilling to do. Just getting it hooked up off the low loader. So I could just drop the low loader on the floor and then drive the tractor straight onto the back of the drill. Lovely still morning. Been perfect spraying weather, to be honest. Just a tiny flutter in the trees, so pretty perfect. Nice and dry still too. Trying to get round the wheats before there's some forecast rain on Sunday, Also got some barley to get into as well. But conditions very good for spraying. Back in the yard, I thought I'd just show you our spray filling area. So we've got 3 20,000 litre water tanks here. They are connected up for rainwater harvesting and then also connected onto the mains. Just got plenty of capacity in there. Obviously with a sprayer with a 5,000 litre tank, you can really come and go as you please. Although they're probably actually only half full at the moment where they fill up off the mains. Since we put these in March, it's never really actually rained, as we all know, so they haven't been brimmed with rainwater yet, but hopefully they will over winter. And then this is our spray container for storing our chemicals. We bought this from Portable Space as just an all single easy contained dry unit. Obviously well lit, shelving, and it's got temperature control as well. So this is a really tidy little unit. It's bunded. I think it's a 900 litre bund, which is quite a nice bund as well because there's not a big lip to step over here. It's a raised floor. Got the plate in, which is a raised floor, to create the bund. So that's handy. We'll get these empty cans sorted, get the new cans out and get her filled. So we've got about 8 hectares to go in this field, and as I said earlier, we're spraying a herbicide and insecticide. Herbicide being for black grass and grass weed control. Still lovely conditions, and the sprayer behaving itself today. That's going to be the end of this week's video. I've got chemical there for 40 hectares of barley, more herbicide and insecticide, but going to say goodbye now. If you are a repeat watcher and seen the first couple of videos and watched this one to the end, greatly appreciated. Catch you on next week's.